This is me. My name is Nathan Sayer. I'm a professional action sports and documentary filmmaker. Across the next 3 months, I'll be traveling across Africa, partnering with non-profit and humanitarian organizations to tell their stories and consult with them on documentary and media work. In this video, I'm going to be covering how we got here, how we got this incredible gig, the partnerships we've made, the organizations we're working with, and everything in the videos to come. Let's get into it. All right, let's start off with how I got here, because I know there's going to be a lot of people who are interested in what it takes to shoot international documentary work and the journey that I took in order to be able to get these types of gigs. The crazy part is my journey starts all the way back in college when I was focused primarily on skiing professionally. I started a company with my good friend Jordan Scadam in order to shoot marketing content for the skiing industry and the extreme sports industry. In the past 3 years, I've been able to develop that business in order to really specialize on backcountry production. Last winter, however, I took a serious injury in the field that meant I couldn't ski or shoot for almost a month straight. During that time, I hit up everybody I knew in the international, humanitarian, and nonprofit community. And I just said, hey, are there any projects that you need me to go shoot at? I will go anywhere in the world and do anything, because this had been a dream of mine since I was little. The very first person that I talked to said, I have projects out in Eswatini. Can you be out there this summer? And I said, absolutely. We booked our tickets immediately, and when we realized how expensive they were going to be, we decided we'd just stay there. Once we made that decision, we started reaching out to as many projects in Africa as possible. And once word got out that a US media team was willing to travel around the continent and shoot for any project for free as long as you covered their accommodations, we started getting offers and invites left and right. We now have projects lined up in Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Sudan, and we actually have to pick and choose which organizations we're going to go out and see. So for us, it hasn't been overly complicated to get into this space, but that's because we had years of experience shooting and proof of concept with a portfolio that showed that we could shoot under any conditions. We've been here for about 2 weeks now, and we still have a ton yet to come.
My name is David Becker. I'm with International 501 Collective, and the first time Nathan reached out to me about coming to partner with us in Eswatini about telling stories, I was extremely excited, because for such a small nation, this country is full of incredible stories that need to be told. And a story and quality storytelling for a nonprofit is so important to engage an emotional interaction with its viewers, its partners, its community.
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is funding. Who is paying for this, and are we getting paid? Well, we're kind of working in a space of nonprofits and humanitarian organizations that barely have enough funds to do the incredible work that they're doing as is. So in my personal opinion, it's unfair of us to ask them for pay. So how are we getting paid? Well, our biggest idea early on was that there's a lot of brands out there that rely on environmental and humanitarian and good works marketing as part of their marketing mix. And so we pitched a ton of them with this idea that we were already partnered with humanitarian organizations, we'd already be out there shooting, we could shoot marketing content for them along the way. Only one was interested, and it ended up falling through because they did not respond fast enough. So that was a bit of a disappointment, but like I said earlier, this is something that I have been passionate about for as long as I can remember. And because I'm fortunate to have built enough of a business through my photography that I can shoot most of the year for profit, I have enough funds left over from that in order to come over here and do this at no cost to the organizations that we are working with. And many of the organizations that we're partnering with are helping us by either covering our accommodations, transportation, food, or expenses while we are working with them. So that's just the long and short of it. If you're working in this space, and especially as a photographer, videographer, oftentimes you have to choose between whether you're passionate about the project or getting paid, and this is something I was deeply passionate about. All right, and so far that gamble has really paid off. We've been here for about 2 weeks now, and in that time we've worked with 3 different organizations ranging from women in humanitarian aid to agricultural development, and then the past week we spent at a hospital doing consulting work. And each of these projects has taught us so much about how international humanitarian and nonprofit work is both extremely complicated, but has the potential to do an unbelievable amount of good. And that really, above all else, is the story that I want to tell. Both from the documentary, filmmaker, photography side, if that's something you're interested in getting into, what's it really like? How do you get into this? How do we shoot on the ground? But also the more overarching and complex story of if you are interested in international nonprofit humanitarian work in travel, what's it really like here on the ground? What are some of the complications to be aware of? And how do we actually positively impact people around the world? Because I think so often we have this black and white picture of we can go anywhere in the world and do good. But once you get here, you realize there's far more potential for harm than there is for good. And the organizations that are making a real change in people's lives have to be so knowledgeable into everything from the cultural differences to how to manage their finances and not actually tear down the projects around them in order to elevate the communities that they're trying to help. So if you guys are interested in this, if you want to follow along with our journey, don't forget to like, subscribe. You can find us on Instagram. I'm trying to post updates there daily and tell individual stories through my posts. Then here on YouTube, we'll be covering stories from here's how we shot one day to here's an overarching picture of an entire country and our experiences and what we learned through the organizations that we worked with and the interactions we had with people. We'd love for you guys to follow along. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, he's that one.
For everybody who stuck around this long, thank you so much for your support. There's one last thing that I wanted to throw in here that I didn't want to make a major part of the video. And that is, if you're interested in supporting the work that we're doing here and freeing up more of our time so that we can produce these types of videos and tell these stories that we find so incredibly important, we do have a donation link that is set up through our parent organization, the 501 Collective. Everything donated there is tax deductible and will go directly towards work here in Africa, from documentary work to consulting work and even directly to the projects. If you donate through that link, we'll be posting regular updates on Instagram and YouTube about what we're working on and how that money is going to make a real difference in the world. Thank you guys so much. It's completely optional, but we love your support and thank you for watching.